The Miami Dolphins, once again, are walking that fine line between chaos and calculated risk. The kind of line that either pushes you into the spotlight or dumps you back into that stale, suffocating territory called almost. And this offseason, it's got almost written all over it. Not because of who they didn't sign, but because of who they did. 12 outside free agents. That's not depth. That's noise. That's Greer and McDaniel playing roster roulette, hoping the ball lands somewhere that doesn't get them laughed out of the building. There's no headline grabber here. No tone setter. No guy who walks into the locker room and everyone shuts up because he's here now. Just contracts. 1-year rentals. A dozen moves that scream, please just work. And now they're sitting here, eyes on the 2025 NFL Draft, knowing damn well they don't just need players, they need lifelines. Draft hits. Immediate contributors. Not projects. Not might develop. No, they need guys who show up and start punching from day one. And they need more than one. That's where the desperation starts to leak through the cracks. Cornerback, safety, offensive line, defensive line, what a list. These aren't tweak-level problems. These are foundational holes. No team with Super Bowl dreams should be staring at a CB2 crisis in April. But here we are. Jalen Ramsey's still elite. That's not the issue. It's who lines up across from him. Right now. Cam Smith. Storm Duck. Storm. Duck. Are we seriously doing this? Enter Will Johnson. That's who ESPN's Field Yates thinks Miami takes at number 13 overall. Cornerback out of Michigan. The kind of pick that could be the first right step or just another swing into the void. He's got the size. 6 feet 2 inches is no joke. He's got the ball skills, 9 interceptions, 2 pick sixes in just 6 games last year. But then comes that line nobody likes to hear. Questions about top-end speed. Let's pause right there. Questions about top-end speed isn't a throwaway. It's not a footnote. It's a problem. Because this isn't the Big Ten anymore. It's the AFC. Wide receivers don't care about your ball skills if they're 5 yards past you. Can Johnson hold his own when Tyreek Hill's not on his side, but coming straight at him? When Josh Allen rolls out and targets his zone? If there's doubt, there's danger. And if there's danger, Miami's secondary is bleeding again. Still, let's be fair. Johnson isn't some scrub. The instincts. Sharp. The confidence. Evident. He could walk in, learn from Ramsey, and solidify a secondary that's been screaming for structure. But it's a big could. That pick either stitches a wound shut or rips it wider. 2nd round, pick 48. Jonah Savaiania. Offensive guard from Arizona. Another projection. Another maybe. He's got size. 6 feet 4 inches, 324 pounds. He's got footwork. Played all over the line. Flexibility is gold, right? Except, we've heard that before. Liam Eichenberg had flexibility. How's that worked out? Right. Savaiania is a need, not a luxury. James Daniels came in during free agency, and sure, that helps. But one new body doesn't fix a line that's been patchwork for years. And if Miami trots out Eichenberg again as a starter, that's waving the white flag. That's saying, we tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas. So yes, in theory, Will Johnson and Jonah Savaiania fill 2 massive needs. On paper, that's a solid 1st and 2nd round. But paper burns fast. And after those 2, what's left? Because the D-line? Still questionable. Safety? Still a guessing game. This isn't just about who you draft. It's about who you didn't bother to fix before the draft. And maybe that's the core of the problem. Greer's offseason wasn't proactive, it was reactive. Filling space. Kicking the can. Hoping depth would disguise the fact that the spine of this team still isn't strong. You can sign as many role players as you want, but without anchors, the whole thing shifts. Miami isn't playing for wild cards anymore. They're supposed to be hunting banners. But that only happens when the foundation's not made of sand. What's the plan at safety? Honestly. Because right now, it looks like a rotation of maybe, and we'll see. That doesn't work in this version of the NFL. You get exposed. Repeatedly. And that's before we even talk about defensive tackle. with the departure of key players, left a void so obvious you could see it from space. It's one thing to have a few weak spots. It's another to be hoping the draft patches everything. And what about McDaniel? He's not just a vibes guy anymore. That window where everything felt exciting and new, it's shrinking. Now it's about execution, about results, about whether he and Greer can stop experimenting and finally build something stable. Because every time they miss, on a draft pick, on a free agent, it shows. And this time, there's nowhere to hide.